Really like to read it to you if you don't mind.
No problem. Tell
So,
me the story.
what it is now, what I'm reading from is called The Passage Poems of my Opera, and there's Jawanza Bakari wrote the book. Now, the passage is so, it's in prose, I think, and thought of not so much poem, but prose, and what it is, it's very, very moving. And I picked it up to read it after it was given to me. Had never read it before, but when I laid in bed, I began to just read this, and it actually pulled me, and there was one story in there that really brought me to tears. And when it brought me to tears, I said, people want to know this, especially young people. They should know this, and they should know that being in slavery was not something that was joyous. They weren't in Jubilee every third day, you know. Black people were in slavery, and it was horrific. And I was reading a part where this man had to do some things to his son because his massa or the master told him to do it. And he couldn't not do it because he was commanded to do it, and either he did it or he died. You know, and then again I question, what I would like to do is read this story to you to see how you felt. What would you have done? If you were in his position, what would you have done? And the story goes, it's called Master's Favorite, meaning the master's favorite. It says, now it's a lot of cursing in this and a lot of nigger calling and things like that, something I don't do, but some of it I'm going to do because I think it brings home the story, the reality of the story. All right, so here it goes. It says, I was master's favorite. I was head nigger, responsible for keeping the other niggers in line. Nothing went down on that there plantation unless me and Massa noted. I was responsible for catching six niggas, and then beating the hide off of them, and it made me feel good. I just tore them niggas behinds up. Some say Massa and me were much alike, and that Massa must have just spewed me out of his mouth. And for somehow, I could how they could see that. But being as he looked so much alike, you know, except that I was darker and my nose was flatter and my hair was, well, black and knotty. But I had brown eyes and me having nigger lips and me being much taller. Otherwise, you couldn't tell us apart. You couldn't tell that we weren't kinfolk. And what happened, one thing I heard a lot about Massa. Massa, I heard that he had raped my mama. My mama, while Massa could be my daddy. He could really be my daddy. Maybe Massa and me were alike. Of course, we share the same bloodline. Shucks. I know I was better than them other niggas. Not all niggas is bad. I got me a woman that Massa had broken in for himself. But you know what? She still has a lot of ride in her. Had a lot of ride in her, and of course she gave me 4 boys. All of them good boys. They're all good kids. But the favorite of mine is Sam. Now that Sam, that boy was my pride and joy. He was sharp. He was a nigger boy. But he was not bad. Master's blood must have been running in his veins. And he would laugh and everybody would join in. Other niggas would say, he's too sweet. He can't be your son. But he was. I told you he was a lot like Massa. Why, one day when Massa came out of the slave quarters, he slipped on some cow dung and went a-flying. Boy, his hat went one way and his wig went the other. And down came Massa right in that mule stuff. And now everybody's seen it, but no one dare laugh. Then all of a sudden, a great jolly laugh could be heard. It was loud and hard and seemed to bounce off the trees, but this time nobody joined in. And it came so loud that with every chuckle it seemed to just bounce around. I looked around and I saw who was laughing. And I begged Master to forgive him. I said that he was only 8 years old. I told Master that I would take his lashes. Master told me then, he said, Master, don't do this. I'll punish him good. But Master just say to me, get the whip and gather the rest of the niggas. Master made me beat him again and again. Up went my arm, down came the whip on his bare back. Up went my arm, down came the whip and tore his back open. Over and over and over again. How that picture played out in my head, over and over again. How I wish I was dead. I could hear his voice scream every lash. I can hear him cry, Daddy, 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 please, I'm sorry. 30 times, one for each laugh. I buried Sam 2 weeks later, 2 days later. Too weak, too young to take all them lashes. All he could say is, I'm sorry, Daddy. I am so sorry. All I could think is how sorry I am, because I ain't Master's favorite no more. I ain't head nigger no more. Master sold me, saying he couldn't trust me and didn't want me around. On this here new plantation, I'm just another nigger. No one particular, no one special. On this here plantation lives a broken nigger. A broken nigger who killed his boy at Master's command. I hate Master with all that's in me, but I hate me most of all.
Wow.
And that's the story. That's what I wanted you to understand, that he was commanded to beat his child to death. That tore into me because I have children. I have sons and daughters and grandchildren, and I know you do. That's why things like this must be told. Here at Lest We Forget the Black Holocaust Museum, we tell things like this so you will know your history and how it was. And that you won't think that Nintendo and basketball and football are only things that you should join in. We have to make everyone understand that things like this did happen, and we have to be vigilant that they don't happen again. I implore you, support us. Support us here at Lest We Forget. We are doing this out of pocket because no one's going to support us but you. We depend on you. Get in touch with us. Lest We Forget the Black Holocaust Museum. We're at 3650 Richmond Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the phone number is 215-397-6060. That's 215-397-6060. And you know what? We're looking for you to be there because this is your history told by us. And I want to thank you.